Okay, syncing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It looks like we are live actually. Um, I guess this is a good point to. I guess this will be a good time to tell the boys that I am streaming right now. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been feeling well today. I guess something I ate yesterday, I don't know, but I just haven't been feeling well. I've been dealing with a few stomach pains right now. Um, just want to see if I can endure. Just want to see if I can endure this for the duration of the video. Okay. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, how about we do this? Okay. Nope. Just want to share it. Come on. Okay, let me copy the link. Copy the link. Okay. There we go. There we go. And might as well do the same on Instagram. Might as well do the same on Instagram. Let's see. Okay, the video hasn't started yet, guys. Video hasn't started yet. Just and there we go. Okay. Hey, so like I said, I haven't been feeling really well. I was supposed to record this video last night, but after the race, but I just didn't feel good. I guess it was something that I ate. I don't know. But I've been dealing with some stomach pains. So I just want to stay here at home and recharge because I need to go to work tomorrow. So okay, let's just try and power through this video, shall we? So let's talk about the Xfinity race at Richmond that happened yesterday. It was a day race. The Cup race is gonna be a night. The Cup race today is gonna be a night race, which you absolutely love to see it because I love Richmond at night better than during the day. The Xfinity race was held in the day too, but it was a 1:30 p.m. start time, so you know not the usual 3:30 p.m. that we're all accustomed to. So as far as start times go, this is a win all around. If you're gonna start a race in the day, do it like in the early afternoon or at noon, you know. But yeah, we had a couple of drivers making their series debut in this race. The biggest name being Bubba Pollard, aka Redneck Jesus, reigning from the local short track scene, kind of like a Josh Berry, I guess. He's called Redneck. He's known as Redneck Jesus around those around those parts or around that circle of like late model short track racing. Um, so yeah, there was a lot of hype surrounding his debut, especially since he was driving the 88 for Junior Motorsports, kind of like how Josh Berry started his Xfinity career and overall his NASCAR career as a whole. It was through a one-off start with Junior Motorsports at Richmond. Obviously, I'm not saying that Bubba Pollard is gonna have the same route because the guy's in his late 30s, so it's not like Josh Berry. When Josh Berry started like racing in Xfinity, the guy was in his mid 20s, so he was still like relatively young. But for Bubba Pollard, I would love for him to get a few more short track starts. I would love to see him race at Bristol personally or at Martinsville. But would I like to see him full time? Not really. I would like to see him making more starts though, like an extended part-time schedule. Another driver making his debut was a Truck Series driver Taylor Gray, as well as Logan Bearden. Taylor Gray was driving the 19 for JGR, their all-star car, and then Logan Bearden, the 14 car for SS Greenlight Racing. Matt DiBenedetto is also back, making his first start of the season, driving the number 38 for Viking Motorsports. I do believe the announcement was made last week, but it wasn't met with a lot of fanfare because, you know, it's DiBenedetto and a lot of people don't like the guy. But yeah, those are some of the storylines to look forward to as far as what new faces and, you know, in the case of Matty D, a returning face to the NASCAR circle. So, Parker Retzlaff, he got his first career pole. This was as far as qualifying happened. Parker Retzlaff got his first career pole. First pole for Jordan Anderson Racing as well in team history, so shout out to that. Brandon Jones started second, great qualifying session for him. Cole Custer third, Chandler Smith fourth, Justin Allgaier fifth. Then Corey Heim driving the 26 for Sam Hunt Racing in sixth. AJ Allmendinger in 7th, Jesse Love in 8th, Parker Kligerman 9th, and Eric Almirola now driving the 20 car for JGR that John Hunter Nemechek had been driving for the first 5 races. Almirola is now making his first Xfinity start in the 20. He got driven the 19 car previously, I believe it was at Las Vegas. Yeah, now he's driving the 20, where he's going to be making most of his starts of the season. So moving down through the field, you see Shane Van Gisbergen in 12th, Austin Hill in 16th, Sheldon Creed 20th, Josh Williams 26th, Taylor Gray 27th, starting deeper in the field, Ryan Vargas driving the 3rd Jordan Anderson car, the number 32, who's going to be starting 30th, Matty D, DiBenedetto, he started 31st, Logan Bearden 32nd, Bubba Pollard qualified 37th. He had a very poor qualifying session, which was a very disappointing considering that he looked really fast in practice. I think he was the fastest car in practice, but then in qualifying he just stunk it up. And if it wasn't for Joey Gase making repairs after an early incident during practice, I don't believe Joey Gase, he started out. And this happened in the first minute of practice too. But if it wasn't for Joey Gase, I really doubt it because, it's Joey Gase. He's driving the 35, like a backmarker team. But, yeah, Joey Gase started last because repairs after an early incident during practice. He was going to the rear anyways, but I don't know if he posted a qualifying lap. I don't know if he did, but, yeah, anyways. Joey Gase, he started last, repairs after an early incident during practice. Only one car to the rear, which was obviously the 35. I'm pretty sure Bubba Pollard would have qualified last if it wasn't for, Joey Gase. Although, I really doubt it because that 35 car is slow as molasses. So, but yeah, poor qualifying session for Bubba Pollard overall. But still, that just means a lot of ground to make up for the race. Qualifying is one thing, the race is another thing. So the race begins, stage 1. Brandon Jones, he spun his tires, he had a bad start, and this allowed Cole Custer to challenge Retzlaff for the lead on the inside. But the 31 held on despite picking up some debris on his grill in form of a paper plate. And the double zero, he eventually loses second to Allgaier. We do have an early caution with Ryan Vargas with an engine failure, smoke coming from under the hood, car catches fire. He stops the car on the front stretch and he gets out. Tough break for him though, his day ended early. Especially since it looked to be promising. The start of the day looked really promising for Jordan Anderson with Parker Retzlaff staying out and leading the first couple of laps. That will eventually change after this restart. The leader stayed out. Only a few guys towards the back pitted. Garrett Smithley, Emmerling, Perkins, Joey Gaze, and none of these guys they put fresh tires. Like Richmond is a race where like tire management matters a lot, where tires do matter, but the tire sets are really limited. For this race, they only had like 3 sets of tires, so you gotta be really careful when you decide to put that new set of those sets of tires. So those guys who pitted, they only pitted for adjustments. They didn't pit for tires. So anyways, Cole Custer, he tries to challenge Retzlaff once again on the restart, again on the inside, but he's unable to. This time because they make contact exiting turn 2, which allows Allgaier to pass both of them on the outside 3 wide to take the lead. And after losing the lead, Retzlaff immediately starts dropping back. He loses second to Corey Heim, loses third to Cole Custer, loses fourth for Almirola. Corey Heim, he goes on to challenge Allgaier for the lead, which he eventually gets. He does eventually get the lead. Just a few moments, like this happened a lap before the next caution came out. This happened, the next caution came out by way of Brandon Jones. He was passing Retzlaff for position. I believe this was a battle for 5th. His engine blew up. This is the second engine failure already, and it was only stage 1. The car drops fluid while spinning all across turns 1 and 2. The fluid also caused Ryan Sick to spin out while he was running 8th, which, once again, the Fox broadcast did not even bother to mention. So yeah, this yellow is extended for cleanup, and also Blaine Perkins stole on the track, didn't help either. Blaine Perkins had to get towed to pit road and eventually to the garage, so just like that, if you're counting at home, Ryan Vargas, Brandon Jones, Blaine Perkins, that's 3 guys already that have been out of the race with a mechanical failure of some kind. So, after the pits open, the leaders stay out, obviously. It's not their time to pit. They only changed tires during the stage breaks, I believe, because like I said, they only had 3 sets of tires. Yes, tires do matter at Richmond, but with limited sets of tires, you gotta be very careful when you put them. There are some takers though, in the form of Allmendinger and SVG mainly, but Clemens, Brennan Poole, Kyle Sieg, Dawson Cram, Patrick Ermerling, they all pit for adjustments. The only exception is Brennan Poole, the only driver who took tires. So after an extended yellow, the race restarts. Allgaier and Corey Heim, they resume their battle for the lead, and Allgaier eventually wins out on the outside. Almirola also sees the opportunity, and he takes second away from the 26. And a few laps later, he makes the pass on Allgaier to take the lead for himself and win the stage, as stage 1 went green the rest of the way. Behind him, though, Brennan Poole, he had an amazing charge on fresh tires. He went from outside the top 30 all the way up to second in the stage. Big stage points for him on that Alpha Prime team. Just to show you how much tires matter at Richmond. If a guy like Brennan Poole that is running for like mid-pack equipment, like a top 20, top 25 team in Alpha Prime Racing, if a guy like Brennan Poole can make up all that ground from 31st all the way up to second in just, I don't know, in a matter of 20 laps, that should be a telling sign of how much tires matter at Richmond. Just saying. I know you guys already know what's up with Richmond and tires, but I just love it when drivers are like in this strategy, in this like disruptive strategy on of deciding to put fresh tires earlier than everyone else, and on the green flag and on the next green flag run, they just slice and dice their way to the front like it's on easy mode. We saw some of that on Bristol a few weeks ago for the Cup race, but Richmond is all about that stuff, like having been on the right strategy, splitting stages, and especially in the Cup race. That's what makes Richmond such a fun and underappreciated track, in my opinion. Like, I know a lot of people don't like it. They don't. I know a lot of people, they do not like that type of racing. They want to see like some more beating and banging short track action. But most of the short track racing, especially some of the late model short track racing, that's how you race. It's not about beating and banging. It's about tire management, because especially in the late model short track racing scene, you run on one set of tires. And most of the time, those tires are that set of tires. It's not sticker tires; it's cuff tires. So because of that, tire management does matter a lot. And Richmond, NASCAR has been racing on Richmond since 1956 too. So Richmond he brings that old school feel of short track racing that it's just hard for me to explain. But again, the point is, I love Richmond. I love Richmond. It may not be my favorite track, far from my favorite track, but I like it and I appreciate it for what it is. So anyways, behind Brennan Poole, Corey Heim, he managed to pass Allgaier for third. Allgaier dropped, sending the 7th car back to fourth. Sam Mayer in fifth. Riley Herbst, Chandler Smith, Cole Custer, Taylor Gray, and Sammy Smith round out the top 10 for the guys who won stage points. Then we go to pit road, and this time all of the leaders pit. Almirola wins the race of pit road over Allgaier and Riley Herbst. Austin Hill moves up to 5th after gaining 8 spots, and Brennan Poole drops down to 7th. And Anthony Alfredo, he gets penalized for an uncontrolled tire. So stage 2 begins, and the restart is under review. As Almirola, it looked like he was slow to get up to speed. This forced Allgaier to slow down and spin his tires in the process, and this caused him to lose spots. I believe he dropped down to 4th on that restart. The restart is determined to be good though. No jump in the start penalty for Allgaier, no lane back penalty for Almirola, so the 20 car is still out front. Riley Herbst is now 2nd and Chandler Smith in 3rd after passing the 7 car. We have a few incidents on this stage. 20 laps into the run, Logan Bearden spun out in turns 3 and 4, bringing out the next caution. The only takers on pit road during this caution were, aside from Bearden of course, to put new tires on that car, Hailie Deegan, Ryan Sieg, Dawson Cram, and Ryan Sieg was penalized for speeding. Then after that, we go to the next restart. Parker Kligerman, he gets put in the wall after Retzlaff sends Cole Custer into the 48. They were running 4 wide with Kyle Weatherman was there too. So it was a 4 wide situation with Kligerman, Retzlaff, Custer, and Kyle Weatherman. Kligerman ends up getting the worst of it as he gets put in the wall. He is able to continue. It was a big hit, but Kligerman is able to continue. No tire rub either, so again, no caution. Back up front though, Almirola is back in the lead, still leading with Allgaier and Chandler Smith battling for 2nd. While all this is happening, Sheldon Creed, he starts reporting a mechanical issue. I believe at first I thought it was an engine issue, but then it was eventually revealed to be like a right rear brake issue. So there's smoke coming up out of his car. He was already running outside the top 20. And yes, this is the 4th mechanical failure of the race already. He stays running though with his car smoking. Again, no caution, but he does eventually get black flag and he is forced to come down pit road to address the issue. And he just cannot catch a break, man. For the 3rd race in a row, something has happened to that 18 car. I mean, if you include Phoenix, where he finished like top 5, sure. He got to, but you gotta remember, he had to start at the rear of that Phoenix race due to a mechanical failure. I believe it was like a leak with the O-ring. And yes, he managed to finish top 5, but he had a mechanical failure at Phoenix. Then at Coda, I believe he had an engine issue. And now at Richmond, he has a rear brake issue. That's 3 races in a row that Sheldon Creed, and again, a lot of people, they love to clown Sheldon Creed. They love to use whatever They love to use whatever to call Sheldon Creed a fraud. That he finished third at Phoenix. Oh, he got beat by Jesse Love though. Oh, that he is on a slump right now, dude. He's had 3 top 5s in the first 6 races, dude. Calm down. He's still in the playoff battle. Relax. Stage 2 goes green the rest of the way, anyways. It was dominated by Aric Almirola all the way though. He wins stage 2 to sweep the stages after pulling ahead to a 3.3 lead over the second place car of Sam Mayer, who managed to pass Chandler Smith in the long run to finish second in the stage. Chandler Smith has to settle for third, Taylor Gray fourth, Corey Heim fifth, then Justin Allgaier, he fell down to sixth, then Austin Hill seventh, Parker Retzlaff eighth, Cole Custer ninth, and Logan Bearden. He took tires on the last caution after getting spun out. He was able to make up the ground he lost and then some. Kind of like Brennan Poole in stage 1. He was able to make up all that ground and finish 10th in stage 2. Again, just like I said, tires matter a lot of Richmond. If drivers like Brennan Poole and Logan Bearden can pass drivers like they are on easy mode, on fresh tires, that should be a telling sign how much tires matter at Richmond. I would never get tired of saying that because that's where the fun comes in at Richmond. It's the different strategies that drivers get into. So anyways, we go to pit road once again. Just like in stage 1, all of the leaders pit for tires. Almirola holds the lead after winning the race of pit road by a very comfortable margin over Sam Mayer and Taylor Gray. They both make contact exiting pit road though. It looks like the 19 spotter didn't tell his driver he wasn't clear. And soon enough, as soon as the green flag flies for stage 3, it's pretty apparent that the contact, it gave Sam Mayer a major tire up on the left front. That eventually leads to the tire blowing up. Thankfully, he keeps it off the wall, no caution. But he has to pit under green, and this causes him to drop multiple laps down, and he drops outside the top 30, I believe. Once again, another disastrous race in what has been a disaster season for Sam Mayer. And once again, his misfortune comes at the hands of a Joe Gibbs Racing driver. You already know Sam Mayer's gotta be sick. You already know Sam Mayer's gotta be sick with all the times a Gibbs driver has screwed him over. So, while all this is happening, Chandler Smith, he takes the lead from Almirola, and he starts to pull away when the highlight of the race happens. And this is the what's got people talking. This is the thing that, got people talking, the main takeaway of this race. It was Dawson Cram. It happened between Dawson Cram and Joey Gase. So, to give you the rundown, Dawson Cram, he just straight up dumped Joey Gase entering turn 1. Gase crashed out hard, and after getting off his car, he takes the rear bumper cover off his destroyed car and he throws it to Dawson Cram. He comes down the track and he throws it to Dawson Cram, that 4 car, just as he is pacing around under caution. In all my years, I have seen helmets, enhanced devices and gloves being thrown, but I had never seen someone taking a rear bumper cover off to throw it at another car. That was hilarious. And yes, a lot of people are saying he could be fined or suspended too, though, because he got in the way of other cars and he could have gotten seriously hurt. I hope he doesn't, though, because a fine or suspension will be a big hit to a small team like his. But of course, you obviously don't want drivers going down to the racetrack, a la Kurt Busch, Jimmy Spencer, Tony Stewart, Kevin Ward Jr. Obviously, you don't want another Kevin Ward Jr. situation. And this happened outside of NASCAR. I know that the whole Kevin Ward Jr. situation, it happened outside of NASCAR, but they changed the rules. NASCAR, they changed the rules in direct response to that incident, in response to that tragedy. So with that being said, I hope Joey Gase doesn't get fined or suspended, because that would be a big hit to a small team like his. But at the same time, you don't want his actions like that to go unpunished. So a probation, visit to the NASCAR hauler, putting him on probation, that would be more like it, though. And a little bit of a side note here. What about that sponsor placement too? Race Against Crime. That is ironic. using using a bumper that says "Race Against Crime" to commit assault, just throwing a bumper that says "Race Against Crime" to another guy. That's just hilarious. That incident even made it to Bleacher Report as well, and I believe he made it to Drama Alert on Twitter as well. So yeah, NASCAR is going mainstream again, and you love to see it, man. NASCAR is getting more exposure on Bleacher Report to a casual audience. We are so back, guys. We are so back. So we go to pit road anyways. We finally get some strategy going on as usual. Stage 3 is longer than stage 1 or stage 2. We get some strategy going on as Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier, Riley Herbst, Retzlaff, SVG, Allmendinger, Kyle Weatherman, Jeb Burton, Josh Williams, Beliki, Leland Honeyman, Ryan Ellis, and Hailie Deegan. All of these drivers stay out while the rest of the leaders pit for tires. So on the restart, we have Cole Custer and Justin Allgaier restarting 1-2. But it doesn't take long for Chandler Smith to drive his way back up to the lead on fresh tires. It actually took him only 7 laps. I believe he restarted like 16th, I believe. After the first lap, he was already back in the top 10. And after that, like 7 laps into the run, he got already taken the lead away from Cole Custer. And then Aric Almirola and Jesse Love, they obviously follow suit in 2nd and 3rd. And this looks to be the winning strategy. As the laps wind down, this looks to be the winning strategy. Obviously, it is highly dependent on a caution coming out, because if a yellow comes out, the script is flipped, and then that will give guys like Cole Custer and Justin Allgaier the chance to put the fresher tires later on and take advantage of the fresh rubber late in the race. Thankfully for Chandler Smith and Almirola and the rest of the Joe Gibbs Racing camp, the caution never comes out. The race goes green the rest of the way, despite a close call with 6 laps to go when Hailie Deegan loses power while running in the top 20 and is slow on the track, on the backstretch. She does make it down pit road safely though, so again, no caution. The only driver who pits among those who stayed out on that last caution was Cole Custer though. Not because his tires were worn, but because he was experiencing a vibration. He fell down to 29th, 2 laps down. But with 20 to go and how much tires matter at Richmond, he was sure to recover that lost ground. So I wasn't really that worried. And as the laps wind down, tire wear starts to become extreme towards the end of the run. Obviously not as extreme as the Cup race at Bristol, but you already get what I mean. Lap times fell off a cliff, and several drivers, they started to lose laps to the leader. In the end, by the time Chandler Smith crossed the line to win his 2nd race of the season, with a 4-second margin of victory over 2nd place, mind you, only 9 cars finished on the lead lap. So this was Chandler Smith's 2nd win of the season and his 2nd straight win at the track. He won last year in what was his only win at Kaulig. And this is also his 3rd straight win at Richmond when he has been a series regular, because 2022 he won the Truck Series race at Richmond back when he was a Truck Series regular, and then after going to the Xfinity Series, after making the jump to the Xfinity Series, he has won. He won last year, which was, again, like I said, his only win with Kaulig Racing. It came at this track, and now with a new team, he goes back to back. At least as far as the Xfinity Series goes. If you count the truck race in 2022, it's like 3 in a row in his last 3 starts at Richmond in any series. So yeah, it's pretty safe to say that Richmond is Chandler Smith's best track. Also, him and Austin Hill are the only Xfinity regulars to have won a race so far this season, and they both have 2 wins already. So you got Austin Hill with 2 wins. Then you got Chandler Smith 2 wins. And then the other 2 wins have been won by the Cup regulars. Obviously, John Hunter at Las Vegas, and then Kyle Larson at Coda last week. So yeah, this looks to be a 2-man race for the title. And it's really crazy too, because I expected, Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier, or AJ Allmendinger to challenge Austin Hill for the title. Like, I knew Chandler Smith will be the best of the two Joe Gibbs Racing drivers between him and Sheldon Creed. I always knew Chandler Smith would be the better driver. But I thought it would take some time for him to gel with this new team because that 81, I don't know if that 81 was like a new team. Because I know that 20 team is like John Hunter Nemechek's team. And now Almirola is sharing the ride with him. The 19 has always been like their all-star car. The 18 team, I believe that was Sammy Smith's all-ride. The 81 is a new team. It's a completely new team from scratch. I feel like it. Again, I don't know the logistics behind that, but the way I see it, that 81 was a new team built from scratch, and Chandler Smith is already this good from the get-go. He has already won 2 of the 6 races, of the first 6 races, top 10 in every single race. Him and Austin Hill, again, him and Austin Hill are the only 2 drivers who have done this. So yeah, I guess the question that we gotta ask ourselves now is this gonna stay a 2-man race for the title all season long, or is somebody else gonna step up? Will Allgaier finally win a race this season, put all that bad luck beside him? Will Sam Mayer shake off his slow start? Will Cole Custer once again flex his defending series champion pedigree? And will AJ Allmendinger finally get some footing? Because that's another thing that I've realized. Allmendinger, this is not the same AJ Allmendinger that was like winning regular season titles at Kaulig back in 2021, 2022. This team is struggling, like for real, and even Allmendinger cannot carry them. There's only so much he can do. Allmendinger, he was not even a top 10 car in this race. I believe he finished a lap down. Yeah, he finished a lap down. He finished 14th. So yeah, Allmendinger, that Kaulig Racing team, they're in a tailspin. I'm sorry, that team is in a tailspin. If Allmendinger cannot even save them, I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, he's gonna be in the playoffs for sure. Allmendinger is definitely gonna be in the playoffs, but Van Gisbergen, I mean, if every single race was a road course, then I feel like if there were a couple of more road course races, I feel like Van Gisbergen would be more of a threat. But the way I see it right now, and how inconsistent he has been on ovals, or how mediocre he has been on ovals, if Van Gisbergen doesn't win on a road course, he could be eliminated from the playoffs. He could even miss the playoffs. And it's really sad because I had Van Gisbergen in the playoffs, not because he will make it on points necessarily, but because he will make it with a win on a road course, or even the Chicago street course. But yeah, just some of my thoughts regarding this, how this early season has gone for Xfinity. But yeah, Chandler Smith wins. Almirola finishes 2nd. Taylor Gray finishes 3rd. This is the 7th time Joe Gibbs Racing has finished 1, 2, 3 in the Xfinity Series. The 7th 1, 2, 3 finish for JGR in Xfinity. And Corey Heim finishes 4th. It's not just in the Cup Series, man. Toyota is good at Richmond in the Xfinity Series too. And again, it's not just because Toyota is a title sponsor for this weekend. The Toyotas are good every time they show up at this track. We already know about how good Joe Gibbs Racing has been in the Cup Series. But in Xfinity, they have 12 wins at the track, including this one today. And I already know that people are gonna look at this, that they finished 1, 2, 3, and Corey Heim finished 4th. They're gonna spin this against Sheldon Creed. I already know that. I already know that they're gonna use this to spin the narrative against Sheldon. This 1, 2, 3 finish to spin the narrative against Sheldon Creed, even though, that 18 team, they just did not come to play. They just did not come to play, and this has more to do with the fact that I feel like the 18 team, they don't have the funding that the 81, the 19, or the 20 have. Like, yeah, they have the same equipment, but they don't have the same funding. Like, look at the sponsor that the 18 car has. I didn't even know that was going to be Sheldon Creed's sponsor until we saw the car at Daytona. Until like a few weeks before the season started. We didn't even know what the sponsor for Sheldon Creed would be, because Willen, they will stay with RCR to sponsor Jesse Love. But yeah, lack of funding, The 18 team not coming to play this weekend, but then again, Sheldon Creed, he still has 3 top 5s in the first 6 races. Again, he still has 3 top 5s in the first 6 races. It's still too early to give up on the guy. It's still too early, okay? I still hold hope. I'm still holding out hope that he's gonna win a race at some point in the season. I don't know when that's gonna be, but he eventually will. So anyways, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 Toyota. And then Jesse Love in 5th, the highest finishing Chevrolet. Bubba Pollard in 6th. A great performance down the stretch on worn tires for him. I do believe among the guys that were like in the long run down the stretch, he was one of the fastest cars in the long run. I know he took tires on that final caution, but as those tires wore out, he was able to beat, I don't know, Parker Kligerman and Austin Hill for position. He was able to beat those guys like straight up. So again, that's got to do with that late model local short track racing experience of racing on scuffed tires and managing your tires better. That's got a lot to do with that. So you already see where that experience comes from and how it worked him out a lot. So shout out to Bubba Pollard there. Parker Kligerman 7th, Austin Hill 8th, Sammy Smith 9th, and Cole Custer, he finished 10th. He was the first car a lap down. He managed to regain all the track position he lost after pitting with 20 laps to go. And considering he had a vibration and he was dropping spots anyways before he pitted, this actually turned out to be a gain for him. So, again. Oh my gosh, there's some knocking on my door. Okay. This is happening live, by the way. Hold up. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyways. So yeah, like I said, I believe Cole Custer was running 13th before he regained all that track position before, he pitted. And after he pitted with 20 to go, he was slicing and dicing his way through the field. He was unable to unlap himself and get back onto the lead lap. But still, first car lap down, finishing 10th. This actually turned out to be a gain for him because, again, like I said, he was dropping spots anyway before he pitted. So, he managed to salvage something overall. Justin Allgaier 11th, just going through the rest of the field. Josh Williams finished 12th. Finally, a great result for him on that Kaulig racing team. Actually, Josh Williams was the highest finishing Kaulig car. Wow, that's actually surprising. Yeah, you love to see it. Finally, he finally got a good day. Finally got a good day out of that. Proud of Josh. Okay, Riley Herbst 13th. Yeah, like I said, Allmendinger 14th. That was just a painfully mediocre day for him. This is not the Allmendinger was used to seeing back in Xfinity, back in when he was winning regular season titles, 2021, 2022. Yeah, this is not the Allmendinger I'm used to seeing. SVG 15th. Parker Retzlaff started on the pole, but he finished 16th. Matty Benedetto, how about that? He finished 18th. Pretty quiet, uneventful day. And I don't think he got any exposure on the camera. I don't think the cameras were focused on him all the time. No, I don't even think he got any coverage. Yeah, I almost forgot he was in this race, but he actually finished 18th. I forgot he was in this race before. I almost forgot he was in this race until I saw the finishing results and I realized, oh yeah, he was racing today. Yeah, he finished 18th. Solid result, top 20. And this is for this is for a team that is making like their first Xfinity start. Yeah, Vikings Motorsports. This is their first Xfinity. This was their first attempt at an Xfinity race. Yeah, they actually started out with a pretty solid top 20 finish. Yeah, nice. Shout out to Matty D. Shout out to Matty D. I know a lot of people don't like giving him love because of the recent events, but yeah, Matty D is cool. Yeah, Matty D made a good result. 18th. Josh Bilicki 19th. Leland Honeyman, another top 20 finish. Finished 20th. Nice. Logan Bearden 22nd. Jeremy Clements 24th. Dawson Cram 25th. He got 25th and a souvenir. Then Jeb Burton 26. Oh, Brennan Poole 28th. I mean, those stage points kind of helped them though. Yeah, that 28th place finish is gonna feel more like a, I don't know, a 19th place finish with the stage points that he got. Then Anthony Alfredo 29th. I do believe he got a speeding penalty in stage 1 or during the pit stops after stage 1. I don't believe he ever recovered from that. Sam Mayer 30th. Again, he got a top 5 car, and he could have probably competed for the win. He got a great long run car. I feel like he could have competed with the Gibbs cars if that incident with Taylor Gray never happened. Again, another bad result for him in what has been a very disastrous season for him. Then Hailie Deegan 31st. Like I said, she was running top 20 before that mechanical failure caused him to go to pit road late in the race. She finished 31st. Ryan Sieg 32nd. Then Blaine Perkins 33rd. Just a really bad day for RSS Racing overall. Then Joey Gase 34th. Sheldon Creed 35th. Again, not a good look for him considering his teammates finished 1, 2, 3. But I'm just tired of people just using anything bad. Like, for example, Sheldon Creed finished 3rd at Phoenix. Oh yeah, but he lost to Jesse Love. Toyota finishes 1, 2, 3. None of JGR, they're Toyotas. They finish 1, 2, 3. Oh, but none of them are Sheldon Creed. Where did Sheldon Creed finish? 35th. Yeah, he finished 35th because of a freaking mechanical failure, because the 18 team did not come out to play. That car was broken from the start of the race. Or at the very least, that's what I believe, because, yeah. Obviously, some of that, you know, obviously you cannot blame all of that on the team, but still, there's only so much you can do with a broken car. So, and I'm just tired of, and you know, the main reason I say this is because I'm just tired of people just slandering the guy, just shitting on the guy, or just using whatever piece of narrative they have to just spin it against him. Again, I gotta say, Sheldon Creed is the most disrespected driver in the Xfinity Series right now. Yeah, just putting that out there right now. And anyways, Brandon Jones 37th, Ryan Vargas 38th, both early DNFs due to engines. So yeah, that was a nice little early afternoon short track race that had a little bit of everything. Long green flag runs, tire wear, a bit of strategy at the end, and the best car down the stretch, pulling away and managing his tires to victory. Obviously, I don't think Chandler Smith was the best car overall. I believe the car to beat was Almirola. But Almirola was like the car to beat for the first 2 stages. And then in stage 3, Chandler Smith's car just came to life. So yes, down the stretch, if we're talking about stage 3 alone, then yes, Chandler Smith, he had the car to beat. So, kind of like the Coppers at Bristol, but not quite. Again, speaking of the tire wear here, tire wear always matters at Richmond, but it's not extreme like what happened in the Cup race at Bristol, and that's something that I love. You know, the more I think about it, the more I realize Richmond is the ideal short track. When it comes to, like, you know, it's not action. You know, I know the moniker for NASCAR is that Richmond is the action track, even though the on-track product is anything but. I've always been on that train that, you know, the main reason Richmond is not really a very beloved track among the NASCAR fan base is because NASCAR, they just market it as the action track when not that much action happens. Most of the action is not really beating and banging and stuff like that. Maybe if NASCAR, you know, they rebranded Richmond to be like more of an old school track where, you know, tire wear matters and tire management matters, I feel like it will have a better reception. But again, that's just my thoughts. Richmond may not be a fun track in the traditional sense, or, you know, a fun track may not be considered a fun track in the more casual NASCAR fan circles, but it's still underappreciated regardless. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention too. Check this out. This was the first race, or rather, this was a Dash for Cash qualifier race, because the Dash for Cash, it begins next week at Martinsville, I do believe. Yeah, next week's race at Martinsville is going to be Dash for Cash. Yeah, Chandler Smith, Aric Almirola, Jesse Love, and Parker Kligerman. The top 4 finishing Xfinity regulars, yeah, those 4 guys are gonna be running. They're gonna be running Dash for Cash. So yeah, just pointing that out there. You're gonna want to keep an eye out for those 4 guys because they're gonna be racing for 100K next week at Martinsville, because this was a Dash for Cash qualifier race. So, I guess that's it. I guess that's it for this race, for this review. I guess that's it for this video. Let's see what the Cup race has in store for us. Man, I'm so hyped. I'm more hyped up than I should be. I am more hyped up than I should be because we're finally getting some night racing at Richmond on Easter Sunday too. How awesome is it that NASCAR is now racing on Easter? I love it. I love it. So let's see. Okay, there's nothing in chat here. There's nothing in chat here. There's some rumblings that the race might be postponed due to rain, because it's raining like right now at the track. I just hope we get this race going underway, because if the race gets postponed to Monday, I'm not gonna be able to watch it. Unless I call in sick to work, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna be it. Yeah, I'm not that type of guy. Yep, anyway, see ya. I'm just gonna end this here. Let's see what the Cup race has in store for us, yeah.